A GCSE student's worst nightmare. We have a bearings and trick question. Do you think it's easy? Pause the video, have a go at it first before I say anything else. And for those that do need the help or the extra guidance, let's read the question together. We have diagram 3 shows 3 towns, we don't care, it has 3 points. B is 8 kilometers from A on bearing 37, C is 9 kilometers from B at 150 degrees. We want to find the bearing of C from A, which means we want to find this here. Meaning at the moment, we are interested in finding X. Our answer is going to have us looking at this full bearing because it's always from the north line, but we are looking for X. So, because there's a lot going on, my first suggestion would be to draw this triangle out, this little one here, ABC, so we can look at the information a little bit more clearly. So we have A, B, C, we have this being 8, this being 9, and we want to find X. Okay, so a couple ways we can go about this. I'm assuming sine rule and cosine rule can be used, but all we do know for a fact is we are going to need this angle here, and I've specifically chosen that one over this one because I know it can be used for the cosine rule a little bit easier, but also we can find this angle. How can we find this angle? Now, it's going to take a bit of knowledge on your angles and shapes and things. So, your angles within this shape here, I want you guys to drop it down in the comments. What is it called, this proof? But we know that this angle here is going to be 180 minus 37. So that's going to be 143. So remember, I want the name of this in the comments. And then we've got this full circle, well, that is the name of the angle, that's there and there. So angles around a point is equals 360, therefore we could do 360 minus 143 plus 150, which is, that's 293, leaving us with 67 degrees. No jokes in the comments. So that's angles around a point equal 360 degrees. It's always good to note stuff like this down because the exam questions will specify all your knowledge. Especially in this case, it does ask for all your steps of working. Okay, so we now have angle ABC. 67. We have 8, we have 9. I'm going to go with the cosine rule to find this length here, and then we'll go again with it. So we want to find this length here, which is a squared, which is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A. Now this is just the general formula, not relating to this triangle, because obviously our points A, well, we already have a squared. So if it helps, sometimes it helps you students, sometimes it doesn't, but you can just change the points around. So this is A, this is B, this is C, for it to fit our cosine formula. So let's substitute all of that in. So we want to find a squared. We know that b squared is 64, c squared is 81, minus 2 times 8 times 9, which is just 72, cos 67. Now, I'm going to put this in my calculator and get this an answer. Okay, I've put it in my calculator, here's the answer. Remember that's a squared, so we're now going to just click AC square root answer, so it gives us the whole form, and it gives us 9.4199. So I'll write 9.419 ... for A equals, so 9.42 for our diagram. Now we want to find angle BAC, so we can use the cosine rule, we can probably use the sine rule. I just prefer the cosine rule, so we will go with that. So we have cos A is what we want to find, which is given to us by b squared plus c squared minus 2bc, so minus a squared over 2bc. Now, I've actually got these both memorized in both forms. I always found it easier, though you could just learn this one and learn to rearrange it. Whatever works best for you. But let's start substituting. So cos A is here, b squared, so we're going back to our original diagram, so we can just swap these out. B squared is 9.42 squared plus c squared is 64 minus a squared is 81 over 2 times b times c. And to make our lives easier, we're going to put this in our calculator in one go. And I'm just going to draw a little arrow up to save you guys from having to watch all that. But once again, remember, if I click answer here, the answer of 9.41 is still in my calculator. So what I'm going to do is inverse cos and then the fraction sign. And wherever it says 9.42, I will put answer. So I will just skip this part for you guys. So there you go. The final form on my calculator with answer in there. We click equals and we get 61.578. There we go. We only want it to 2 dp, 1 dp, so I write my answer to 2 dp. Question's done. We found x. Or have you forgot? We want the full bearing of C from A. So remember, the whole point was to find this entire thing here. It is a bearing. We need to find the angle from the north line. Therefore, if this is x, we need to do x plus 37, which will give us 98, and then we can round this 0.6 is an angle, so degrees, to 1 dp. That is the entirety of the question. Let me know how you got on with that, and if there's any other tricky questions that you've been struggling to have a go at, drop in our comments and we'll do it for you.